Welcome to our little tutorial converting video using Adobe Media Encoder. The client wants to convert this video file, MOV file, into a small MP4 file with a maximum size of 10 megabytes. You can see currently it's 74 megabytes and it uses the dimensions 4K in vertical mode. The client wants to maintain these dimensions and to extract the audio and create an MP3 version and a WAV file of that. We will use Adobe Media Encoder to fulfill this task. Once Media Encoder is open, we see our media browser on the top left, which is just another way to look at our file structure on our computer. You can look for the file here and identify the file here, or of course you can drag and drop the file from the Finder. On the bottom left is the preset browser, which has a lot of different settings for all kinds of conversions, social media, and other formats. We're not going to be worried too much about it because this will encounter us again later. So we're just going to drag and drop the file to be converted into our queue. The queue window is the location where all the files to be converted are placed, and by default you have a format already chosen for you, H.264, which is the MP4 file we want. But of course in the drop-down menu you can choose another format. In the preset column, you can change quality, so to speak, or resolution at the same time. And you have all kinds of different settings, social media settings, etc. And in the output file column, here is where you specify the name of the file and the location of the file. So in our case, it's an MP4 file and it's placed into our output folder, which I prepared beforehand. And I'm going to name the file now intro_client. I gave it a file distinction and save. Now I could go ahead and start to convert it. However, I would not know how big the file would be. In order for me to control the size precisely, I need to click on the high bitrate settings one more time, where I will be presented with the export settings window. In the export settings window, I can adjust more parameters related to audio video. I don't want to change anything, not even dimension, but if you go down to the bottom, you would see the estimated file size is 36 megabytes, and I need to click the box next to it, maximum file size 10 megabytes, and I enter the 10, and if I click OK now, the file would be converted accordingly. However, if I have 200 files to be converted, I could now save the preset. So I'm just going to click on that arrow here and give that preset a name, for example, client 10 MB, so that I can batch convert all the other files in one go. And once I click OK, I have created my own preset here. So now I could go ahead and click on the green arrow and just convert away. But the client also said he wanted to have an MP3 file and a WAV file. So I will create a copy by clicking on the file and create another output. And this other output should just be a waveform audio file. I'm just going to place it again in the same location and name it accordingly. In that case, intro_high res audio, and save. And now I'm going to click on the file again and create a new output, this time an MP3 version of the same file, but in the presets, I'm just going to adjust it to a 192 kbps, a higher resolution MP3, so to speak, and name that accordingly inside my output folder, intro_low res audio, and save it. Now I can go ahead and convert them all in one go by clicking the green arrow. And you can see now finally in our encoding window, here you see the status of our conversions. So you can see that the audio files already have been converted by looking at the green tick marks and saying done. And the video file is the last one being converted now as well. And voila, it's all finished. Now I can close Adobe Media Encoder, go to my output folder and look and listen to the files accordingly.
Hello.
As we can see, the MP4 file is now 10 megabytes as specified, and the MP3 file.
Hello, my name is...
And the WAV file.
Hello, my name...
Both work equally well. With that, I say thank you and happy converting.